This will be a lengthy video as there's a lot to cover in leagues, so I'm going to break this into a couple of parts. Together, we'll run through a complete league setup. From your club tournaments page, you'll select Create Tournament. You're going to name the tournament. And then status is the same for all tournament structures. So in setup means that you're working on the build and the tournament will not be visible to the public. Active means that the tournament is listed in the public tournaments list and typically open for registration. And then scores final indicates that you are ready to close out the tournament. I've selected League here as the tournament structure. And your next step is going to add your date ranges. So this example is an 8-week league that allows competitors to shoot their league targets Wednesday through Sunday. So I've already created the first 7 weeks, and we'll add the final week now by selecting Add Date Range. The last week of this league is going to start on Wednesday, May 7th, and end on May 11th. We're going to start the competitor numbering at 1. We don't have a need to save any shooter numbers for this. And then the total number of targets attempted will be 400. They're doing 50 targets each week. This is a non-registered league, so we'll set that as the tournament type. And the tournament location is the club's address, so that's been pre-filled as the default. Select the time zone, and we're onto the registration tab. Here we'll set the dates that online registration will start and end. I'm going to open this up on March 12th. And the end date for registration is going to be a couple weeks in. In these fields, you can provide a second email for the registration and cancellation contacts. ScoreChaser defaults to the club's email if these 2 fields are left blank. From the Public Listing tab, we'll provide the information that the public will see on the Tournament Details page. So I am going to add a flyer to our description area. And I'm going to center that and make it big so everybody can see it easy. And then we'll also add a tournament promotional image. This shows up as the shoot banner on the Tournament Details page. This league does use a handicap, so we'll toggle on Use Handicap. ScoreChaser offers 2 handicap models. The first is different handicap per score. Same handicap each score indicates that you will average the scores from select events to determine the same handicap to be added to every score. We have to build events first in order to make this selection, so for this example, we'll be applying a different handicap to each score. The league flyer indicates that the handicaps are calculated by subtracting the shooter's weekly score from a par of 45, and then multiplying the difference by 70%. At the conclusion of the league, teams are also awarded in this example, so on the Teams tab, we'll toggle on Use Teams. Team scores can be calculated on the cumulative score or the average score for the team. The Spring League uses the cumulative score of the top 4 shooters on the team and allows for up to 6 shooters on a team. So we'll toggle on Use Top Number of Scores for team scoring and enter 4. Team scoring also presents you with 2 options. Use top score per event. We'll take the top 4 scores each week and add them together for the team total. So week 2 could include a different combination of 4 shooters than week 1 does. Use top individual total indicates that the total score for each individual for all 8 weeks is added together first, and then the top 4 total scores are combined for the team total, which is what this league will do. This is a non-registered league, but they group their shooters by A class and B class. So we'll set up special classes to accommodate the award structure. You can use special classes to group shooters any way you'd like. So this could include Class 1, Class 2, Rookie, etc. Under Extra Settings, you'll find tools to disable automatic texting notifications, Allow any payment method, which opens you up to allow for online payment of options, and a new toggle, which allows this tournament to be available to other clubs to include in a points race. The last tab is the Tournament Builder, which allows you to apply a template for quick and easy building. I don't have templates set up for this league structure, and we'll step through building a weekly event league in the next section. Our final step is to click Create Tournament. Now that we have the overall tournament setup handled, we'll work on building events. You'll want to create a separate event for each week of the league. We'll name the event Week 1, determine that 50 targets will be shot in that week, and confirm that this is a sporting event. You do have the option to run a league for any of our listed disciplines. The Registration tab has a new checkbox that allows you to require registration during the online sign-up process. If you charge a one-time fee for your league, you will enable this feature on each event and either enter your entire entry fee on the first week or split the entry fee evenly among all weeks. If you're hosting a pay-as-you-go league, you would leave the Require Registration box unchecked and enter the weekly price for the entry fee. This is a $290 league, and I'll put the entire entry fee on week 1. You still have all of the same payment and registration controls as previously offered on ScoreChaser. On the Courses and Stations tabs, we'll name the course for week 1, set the number of targets, an estimated duration, and the number of stations. I'll come back to add target per station counts once the course is set. And finally, I'll define the tiebreaker sequence. This is an unsquatted league, and as I mentioned in part 1, shooters can get their targets in Wednesday through Sunday. This club's shooting hours are different each day, so rather than doing a broad range like 10 a.m. on Wednesday to 7 p.m. on Sunday, I'm going to define the hours that people can shoot for each day. Month and day are important to include when you are setting up your hours for leagues, as this information is displayed to shooters when they register or view their receipt. Well, and because the tournament spans a lot longer time than a standard tournament. On the Awards tab, I'm going to check the box to use Special Class for the overall so that my custom A and B classes are applied for awards. And then I'll hide any of the standard concurrent categories that we're not using for this league. There are no weekly awards, so I won't check any of the trophy or shoot-off boxes or include any payouts on any of the award categories for this individual weekly event. No options will be offered in this example, so I'm ready to create the event. Each week will operate the same, so I'll use ScoreChaser's copy option to create and edit the next 7 weeks. After you've built an event for each week, you can build your combo event that will combine scores from all weeks. We'll start by creating a new event. I'll name it League Finals, and select Combo Event as the event type. On the Registration tab, we'll skip over the entry fee as I'm already charging entrance on the Week 1 event, and I'll select the events to be included in the combo. You'll want to select your events in a set, so in the scenario that a shooter misses a week, they're still included in the league finals. On the Awards tab, we're going to select what we're going to award, which is HOA and runner-up, and in this case we will shoot off. And we're going to do class first. I'm also going to choose to use special classes, which will be our custom A and B class. And go through the concurrence here. I'm doing first and second and lady and junior. For the other standard concurrence, we're going to choose to hide the award from the public display. For teams with special classes, all members on a team must be in the same special class for their team total to calculate correctly. If you're going to allow teams to be of mixed special classes, you won't check the box to use special class for team awards. So here we're just going to award the first and second place team overall, no shoot-offs for this one, and then first place in the Lewis group. So really the top 3 teams. Again, no options on this, so then we'll create event. Now your shoot is ready to launch and accept online registrations. To list your shoot, open to the public, and on the tournaments list, you'll go back to overview and change the tournament status to active. Okay, a couple things to note about leagues. On the overview page, you'll see a tournament schedule that will default you to the week you'd likely want to view based on the current date and time. Use the drop-down to select a different week. Clubs can override the registration required feature if you choose to remove a charge from an entrant that registered online, or you sign someone up for only a week or 2. Obviously, your charges would have to be evenly distributed amongst each week. You'll also notice the tournament schedule date range option drop down from the entrant details page. A couple of reports are disabled for leagues as NSCA punches and All-American points cannot be awarded on a league. Your league will show up in the upcoming tournaments public list for each date range. In the ongoing tournaments list, only when a week is active, and in the completed tournaments list once when the league is over. If you are hosting a registered league, NSCA membership updates will continue until the first day of your last date range. Scores must be reported to the NSCA with the latest classification information, so if an entrant started in a class but punched up at another shoot during the league time frame, their class will be updated and could affect weekly payouts. So when hosting a registered league, you'll want to only pay out at the conclusion of the league. This does not apply to a non-registered league.